Alexandra Alex, Eala's run at the 2025 Jingshan Tennis Open came to a sudden halt on Saturday afternoon in Jingshan, China, as the 20-year-old Filipino star bowed to New Zealand's Lulu Sun in a grueling semi-final encounter that lasted 2 hours and 15 minutes. Eala, who entered the tournament as the top seed and the heavy favorite to lift the inaugural Jingshan Open trophy, looked poised to advance after taking the first set with confidence, but the match slipped away as Sun roared back to claim a 3-6, 6-4, 6-2 victory. The defeat was both frustrating and instructive for Eala, who continues her upward trajectory on the women's tennis tour. It marked her second career loss to Sun, following their meeting during the Wimbledon qualifying rounds in 2024, where the New Zealand left-hander also prevailed. For Sun, ranked outside the world's top 50, the victory was one of the most significant of her career, propelling her into the championship match against China's Ma Yixian. Eala opened the match with her trademark aggression, immediately testing Sun's serve and dictating the pace from the baseline. She mixed her topspin forehand with deep, flat backhands to move Sun around the court, breaking early and consolidating to secure a 3-1 lead. Sun attempted to respond with strong serving, but Eala's return game was locked in, and she broke again to take the first set 6-3. The Filipino's movement was sharp, her serve placement precise, and her demeanor calm as she walked back to her chair after the opening set. In the second set, however, the dynamic shifted. Sun raised her level, reducing her unforced errors and taking bigger cuts at the ball. The turning point came when Eala, up 2-0 and appearing in control, suddenly dropped 4 straight games. Her first serve percentage dipped, and Sun capitalized by stepping inside the baseline and punishing second serves. Eala rallied briefly, pulling even at 4-4, but Sun's mental resilience shone through. Serving at 5-4, the Kiwi left-hander saved a break point with a clutch ace, and then closed the set with a blistering forehand winner, evening the match. The decider proved one-sided. Sun surged to a 4-0 lead, pouncing on Eala's vulnerable service games and displaying relentless depth. Although Eala managed to get one break back, the momentum was irreversible. Sun remained aggressive, dictated rallies, and closed the match 6-2. The victory was sealed on Eala's unforced error, a mistimed forehand into the net, symbolizing the struggles that plagued her in the latter stages of the contest. The semifinal exit was especially disappointing given Eala's dominance in her earlier rounds. She had swept through Aliona Fale in straight sets, dismantled Mei Yamaguchi with consistent baseline pressure, and overpowered veteran Liu Jiajing in the quarterfinals. Each win reinforced her status as the tournament's favorite and underscored the strides she has made since breaking into the world's top 60. The expectation among fans and analysts alike was that Jingshan could be her tournament to win. This loss, however, highlights the thin margins at the professional level. Sun's resilience, her ability to weather Eala's early storm, and her confidence in the critical points made the difference. Tennis is a game of momentum, and once Sun stole the second set, the energy in the stadium visibly shifted. She rode that momentum into the third, while Eala, perhaps weighed down by expectation and fatigue, struggled to regain control. For Eala, the result serves as another learning experience in a career that continues to blossom. She has already achieved historic milestones for Philippine tennis, including becoming the first Filipino to win a WTA 125 title and breaking into the WTA Top 100 in early 2025. Her aggressive left-handed game, heavy topspin, and athleticism have made her a formidable opponent even against seasoned veterans. But matches like this underline the importance of consistency and mental resilience, particularly against players who refuse to back down when under pressure. Philippine media immediately picked up on the result, with outlets characterizing it as a painful but valuable lesson. Social media was abuzz with support for Eala, with fans praising her effort and reminding her that setbacks are part of every champion's journey. Win or lose, Eala continues to inspire, read one trending post on X, formerly Twitter, as Filipino fans flooded timelines with encouragement and pride. For Lulu Sun, the win cements her growing reputation as a dangerous floater on the tour. Born in New Zealand but raised partly in Switzerland, Sun has steadily climbed the rankings with her lefty power game and composure under pressure. The Jingshan semifinal was yet another example of her ability to upset higher-ranked opponents and thrive in long, physical battles. She now advances to her first WTA 125 final, where she will face local favorite Ma Yixian, setting up a China versus New Zealand showdown for the title. The Jingshan Open itself is a new addition to the WTA calendar, staged on outdoor hard courts in Hubei Province, China. With prize money of $160,000 and valuable ranking points at stake, the tournament has quickly established itself as an important stop for rising stars seeking to consolidate their positions inside the top 100. Eala's participation and top seeding brought international attention, especially from Southeast Asia, highlighting the tournament's growing prestige. Looking ahead, Eala will not have much time to dwell on the defeat. She is scheduled to play at the Suzhou WTA 125 event starting September 29th, where she will be seeded fourth. The quick turnaround provides her with an opportunity to reset, apply lessons learned, and rebuild confidence. Given her competitive spirit and work ethic, her camp remains optimistic that she will bounce back stronger. This year has already been momentous for Eala. In addition to her WTA breakthrough, she has represented the Philippines in team competitions, inspiring a new generation of tennis enthusiasts in her home country. Her rise has been closely followed by the Philippine sports community, who see her as the flag bearer for the nation in a sport long dominated by athletes from Europe and North America. The pressure that comes with this role is immense, but Eala has embraced it with maturity beyond her years. Her journey also resonates with a global Filipino diaspora, many of whom tune into her matches online or through international broadcasts. Every victory is celebrated as a collective triumph, and every setback is viewed through the lens of encouragement and growth. Eala's visibility on the world stage has elevated the profile of Philippine tennis, inspiring grassroots programs and sparking discussions about increased investment in the sport locally. At just 20 years old, time is on Eala's side. The transition from junior prodigy, she was a two-time junior Grand Slam doubles champion, to consistent professional contender is notoriously challenging. The WTA Tour is filled with peaks and valleys, and the ability to learn from tough defeats is what often separates the good from the great. Saturday's loss to Sun may sting in the short term, but in the bigger picture, it is part of the developmental process. Sun's triumph also illustrates the depth of talent on the women's tour. Ranked lower than Eala and entering the match as the underdog, she displayed the kind of resilience and shot-making that can redefine careers. Tennis thrives on such upsets, where established names are tested by ambitious challengers hungry for recognition. For the Jingshan Open, having a final featuring Sun and Ma Yixian guarantees local interest and international intrigue. Sports analysts noted that Eala's biggest area for improvement remains her serve under pressure. While her ground strokes can dictate rallies, her vulnerability on second serves and occasional lapses in first serve consistency open the door for opponents. In the third set against Sun, Eala won less than 40% of points on her second serve, a statistic that heavily tilted the contest. Addressing this aspect will be crucial as she seeks to solidify her place in the WTA top 50. Despite the loss, Eala's ranking is expected to remain stable, as her semi-final appearance still yields valuable points. The consistency of reaching the later stages of tournaments is itself a sign of her maturation as a professional. For a player of her age, building a steady accumulation of points while learning the nuances of tour life is an essential foundation for future breakthroughs at the Grand Slam level. As for Filipino tennis fans, the anticipation shifts quickly to her upcoming appearances. The Suzhou Open, followed by potential participation in other Asian swing events, offers multiple chances for redemption. Each match will be scrutinized, celebrated, and dissected by a growing fanbase that sees in Eala not just an athlete, but a national symbol of perseverance and possibility. In conclusion, the 2025 Jingshan Open semifinal between Eala and Lulu Sun was a contest that encapsulated the unpredictability and drama of professional tennis. Eala's bright start, Sun's tenacious comeback, and the eventual upset result highlighted the fine margins that define matches at this level. While Eala leaves Jingshan disappointed, her journey is far from derailed. She remains one of the brightest young stars on the tour, her story still unfolding with each tournament. Sun, meanwhile, basks in the spotlight of her breakthrough, carrying momentum into a final that could mark a turning point in her own career. The road for Eala continues, filled with challenges, victories, defeats, and growth. In the narrative of Philippine sports, her chapter is still being written, one swing of the racket at a time.